I mean, we can go home if that's what you want to do. You want to make a scene.
I got a birthday party for her upstairs. I got a birthday party for her upstairs. Baby daddy's got a birthday party for you upstairs. You ain't gonna let her see her birthday party?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, we can do that too.
You ain't gonna let her see her birthday party?
I didn't say that.
It's upstairs. We have a birthday party for her upstairs.
Doing that baby like that. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You're not gonna let her see her birthday party?
I didn't say that.
Alright, we're trying to give her a birthday party. We're just trying to give her a birthday party upstairs. You got presents upstairs, baby.
Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. This is not the right way to be in any situation with your kid doing supervised visits, right? Typically, a supervised visit is given out by like a judge or some type of mediator when you're going through custody or whatever. And what they do is they give you you got paid to file it, right? They give you a packet. It could cost from $60 to $400 depending on the state you in, right? And I think if you don't have the money, it's some type of financial aid that you could get to get the packet. So while you're there, if you have questions, filling the paperwork out, you could ask a court clerk. They really can't give you legal advice, but they could kind of tell you what and what not to do, kind of sort of off the record, because when you file it, if you file it wrong, it's going to be a waste of money, right? So in that packet, it has all the holidays, the weekends, the birthdays, or whatever. Like you put that into motion. And in the meanwhile, after you fill it out, you file it. In the meanwhile, they kind of mediate like visitation and stuff like that. Typically, if you paying child support, that says that the kid is with mom or the kid is with dad, whichever adjacent parent is paying the child support or whatever, right? And in this situation, if you really look at it, you read between the lines, they at the point where they're recording, right? Because the first thing came to my mind, like, who is recording and why is they recording? And as the video play, it's obviously the woman that dad is with now, right? And something had to happen in the past with the bitter baby mama, according to them, that they feel as though they need to record to have some documented evidence to show the courts or the lawyer, whoever, how she acts, or just to protect themselves to make sure they're acting accordingly to whatever agreement or whatever arrangement that they have. Now, if he's supposed to get his daughter in his court ordered, she can be held in contempt of court and could probably go to jail. Because if this is supervised, like typically, why would mom have to supervise your visit with your kid? And to be honest with you, you know, whether it's a bitter dad or bitter mom, like any parent, any good parent, if they could give their kid anything, they would want to give them a family and give them both parents. So it's not fair on a kid that you rob them of one of the parents, because there's a balance there. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, the crazy thing is with some situations like this, if he didn't win his kid, she'd be running behind him with the baby. Oh, your daughter did this. Oh, she's learned how to walk. Oh, she's spelled her name. She said dad there. You getting pictures. It's typically the guys who don't want their kids who got the women running behind them trying to chase them down with the kids. But when you want to be in your kid's life and you're serious about your kids, this is the type of stuff you go through.
I mean, we can go home if that's what you want to do. You want to make a scene.
I got a birthday party for her upstairs. I got a birthday party for her upstairs.
So like he said, you know, this is causing emotional damage. Like, I get that you want to see your kid, but we got to move a little smarter. We can play into the emotional damage because granted, yeah, you're supposed to have your kid, but you shouldn't be in this situation. It has to be some type of court order when y'all act like this towards each other, where y'all can't co-parent and be adults. She's dragging your daughter away, and from behind you're yelling, hey, I got something for you. I got a birthday party for you upstairs. It's presents for you upstairs, right? So it looked like they probably in a library, in a public space. that they both can share. You know what I mean? So like, two things: mom being petty, don't want to let her daughter participate in the birthday that he had for. Obviously, it probably already passed, so it's that day. So now he's trying to make it up to her on his time or the every other weekend, whatever time he have her, to give her a birthday party, right? So if mom pulling her away from that, she's definitely being petty. Mom probably got a problem with the new girl. Who knows how him and the new girl started? Maybe he cheated on the baby mom or whatever. Well, who knows, right? But besides all that, when there's a kid involved, you gotta set all those petty differences aside. You gotta start thinking about the kid. Kids grow up to be people, and when they are absorbing all this stuff, man, and they're gonna carry it with them. And your kids start acting out, have anger problems, and can't focus in school because this is the shit y'all did, not being grown-ups. But yo, never put yourself in this predicament. Sometimes you might have to walk away, take your ball and go home, and just handle it through the courts, because at least that way you're not doing this, creating a scene and really damaging your kid. That's the part. You only can control yourself.
Baby daddy's got a birthday party for you upstairs.
And see, like the little girl, and another thing in that paperwork, it says like you can't like turn the kid against the other parent, like when you going through custody and stuff like that, right? It says you're not supposed to do that. It spells everything out. I went through that before, so I know firsthand. It spells all the do's and don'ts where you could be held in contempt of court, right? The little girl looked back at the lady who's holding the camera, who's obviously dad's girlfriend, and look at mom to see if it's okay or not. See, and that's the power that mom had when you're the parent that the kid is always with. When you're mom, you have that power because you're mom, and that's where with power comes great responsibility, right? This when you got to be the adult, and obviously mom is not. Because look at her. She's looking at mom for approval. Look, let's just go back 15 seconds.
Got a birthday party for her upstairs.
So yeah, they definitely in the library. And there's the stairs to upstairs, going to the elevator.
He's got a birthday party for you upstairs.
So she don't want to be filmed. So she gonna walk down the steps. Look.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, we can do that too.
You ain't gonna let her see her birthday party?
I didn't say
So she's talking to the girlfriend. If you want to do that, I'll do it too. So sometimes, yo, tell your girl to stay home and you deal with it. You know what I mean? Because it's just gonna cause. Obviously, she jealous of her to some degree. Don't like her. You know how women, they like cats. So like you really can't have them. Look at the daughter looking at mom. Guess who's torn in between? I'm pretty sure the little girl love her dad. But sometimes you gotta leave wifey at home because it's gonna just add gasoline to the fire. She has to trust you enough to go handle that. Let me deal with this because the little girl gonna grow up. If you plan on being with this woman, it's gonna be some resentment towards the little girl and your girlfriend later on. So like, remember that little girl gonna grow up and be her mom, in the likeness of her mom. Just like if you had a son, it's gonna grow up in the likeness of his dad.
that.
It's upstairs. We have a birthday party for her upstairs.
So where's they going? Let's go back just a little bit. Let's see what that sign says. All right, so. Oh, the story room is downstairs. So she's just trying to get away from, them with this camera. So she pulled up her phone out. When she was saying that's what you want to do, I think that's what she was doing. She's about to start recording or just, I don't know, maybe calling somebody. Typically, when you got supervised situations, it may be some type of peace officer, a counselor, some type of mediator, some neutral person, or somebody that's going to be with you and with the other party to make sure y'all don't do nothing stupid as witnesses as y'all make the exchange. So this is kind of weird that they even meeting in the library.
Party for her upstairs.
Doing that baby like that. You should be ashamed of yourself.
And she is wrong for that, even though she's right in what she's saying. But it's two sides to the story. We're only seeing it from their perspective, but you got to stay out of it. I know, I get it. It's wrong, but you really don't help the situation because you just got to be his support and let him handle it.
I'm gonna let her see her birthday
I
party
didn't say that.
All All right, so that again, so that's what she went to pull her phone out and start recording to protect herself, I guess.
We're just trying to give her a birthday party upstairs.
And she about to pick her up and get her out of there. Look at the little girl looking at her father. This is crazy. Yo, sometimes it don't work out, you know. Sometimes you try to stay together for the kid, and it just make it worse on the kid because y'all just can't co-parent, y'all can't figure it out. So sometimes people gotta go their separate ways. Or sometimes it be situations where y'all wasn't even in a relationship and you just a good person. She had the baby and now you just trying to be a dad. But whatever the circumstances is around your kid, you got to remember that you have to be an adult, both sides, and work together, reach across the aisle, and come up with something that way your kid can have a decent life with 2 parents or 3 or 4, with step parents or whatever the case. They get the love that they need because it's a cold world out here. We got to bring them up and get them prepared. Or we can't fuck them up. Life going to fuck them up enough. We don't got to add to it. That's my thoughts on this situation.